What is up YouTube, James Baek and welcome back to another episode of VGC 2019 at Baek Battles. Today we are going to be using the Zygarde Solgaleo team once again with Zygarde, Solgaleo, Tapu Fini, Incineroar, Venusaur, and Ludicolo. If you haven't checked out the previous episode, I highly recommend you go check it out, but otherwise the same things apply to this video. 175 likes is that like goal for this team. For all the episodes we use Zygarde and Solgaleo. If we do hit it within 2 weeks of the final episode being uploaded, we will have a QR code of this team. And it's a really fun team. I really do enjoy it. I didn't think Zygarde would be putting in as much work as I thought, because when I first tested Zygarde, I was like, really? It's not doing anything. Of course, I did play separately. I used Zygarde in singles back in the past. It was pretty strong. Then when I played VGC 2019, it was like, really? Then I started playing some doubles OU, helping out some friends play, and Zygarde was doing really work. It was just this format, it wasn't doing that great. I guess because the other legendaries do have better stats, and like Zygarde's damage output compared to those Pokemon, especially with weak spread moves. Like we're used to like 110 Origin Pulse and 120 Precipice Blades, while 1,000 Arrows is like 90, so it's really weak compared to those moves. So, and Zygarde's attack stat is also really weak, so yeah, not exactly the best Pokemon to use, but if it can get set up, it's really strong. As we got a Japanese opponent with the team of Lunala, Kyogre, Tapu Koko, Incineroar, Tapu Lele, and Amoonguss. This looks like the team I know Alex Glows has been using for a while now. I know he's been swapping out some slots. Usually he swapped out the Incineroar and Amoonguss. Usually you had only one of those, and then Kartana, I remember. So this is going to be interesting. If it's Electric Seed on the Lunala, this matchup's a bit interesting because I don't really like how my Lele matchup is looking as well as the Lunala. And Kyogre is also really threatening as well. And my opponent does have that Tailwind option, so this is going to be a little bit scary here. I am liking Ludicolo in this matchup. Like Ludicolo, Tapu Fini. I'm really not liking my Solgaleo. Again, it's just not doing too much work, I think. I do actually want to lead my Lele plus Ludicolo. I mean my Fini plus Ludicolo. Because if you lead like Koko or the Tapu Lele, I think I'm okay with just having my terrain up so Ludicolo's attacks. Zygarde and Incineroar in the back. I like Incineroar because of the fact it can have fake out pressure, switch into psychic moves, as well as the Moonblast pretty comfortably, as well as, taking on that Lunala, which I think that Solgaleo just can't really do in this matchup. So we'll see how this goes. This is definitely one of the more difficult matchups. Of course, my opponent could change some of the items around, could be different sets, like it could be Choice Specs Lunala, which could definitely be really scary. Like a Choice Specs Lunala would be really threatening. As Lunala plus Tapu Lele will lead, which is okay here, against my Ludicolo and Tapu Fini. I could easily just go for an Icy Wind, I feel like, and maybe a switch out Incineroar looks pretty safe for me. A double up onto Fini won't knock it out, most likely. It is going to be a Psychic Seed Lunala. It's not Electric Seed. I remember it being Electric Seed. Okay. That means my Incineroar is actually pretty comfortable here, I think. And I will go out in Incineroar, because even if you Moonblast, it's not going to be doing too much to me. And I might as well just draw off an Icy Wind and try to get some speed control for later in the game when Tailwind peters out, so I can start out speeding my opponent's Pokemon. Of course, I could go for like maybe I switch out in Zygarde and Swagger, but I'm not really comfortable with that. We also want to figure out what kind of Lele this is, because I'm not sure. Like I remember Glows are running Choice Scarf, but of course there could be some differences in the set, because we already saw a Psychic Seed change on Lunala, so it should be interesting. We'll see. Maybe I would assume it's bulky Lunala, so I'm thinking the Lele is going to move first no matter what. If it locks itself into Psychic or Psyshock, it should be fine. We'll find out what my opponent does here. But I think Incineroar is just a really safe play. I really don't think you would double out into your Kyogre potentially right here. I don't think you would do that immediately. I think you would wait a turn or two. Let's see what my opponent is going to do here, as it's going to be a Moonblast, which is fine. As I said, I was pretty comfortable with it. Oh, into Tapu Fini. Okay. Yeah, lowers my special attack. Not a big deal. I mean, it is kind of annoying, but it's not like, the worst case for me, as we will see a Moongeist Beam, probably a double up in the Fini. No, it actually just targets down what was my Ludicolo, so I'm okay with that, as I do get an Icy Wind off. And now I could potentially just get like a huge attack off in a Lele with Swagger knockoff. I think Lele would want to retreat here if anything. A Lunala could retreat here. I mean, it's going down to knockoff. Here's the thing. Lunala's pinned by knockoff, right? Because knockoff should KO the Lunala since it's not like electric seed boost. So I think you want to switch out maybe the Lele slot to cut. Would you switch out Lunala to take a knockoff? I feel like what you would rather do is try to threaten me with like your Kyogre in the back. I mean, I have a safe switch into Kyogre with my Ludicolo, and I kind of want to get rid of the Lele. A double up into Fini won't knock me out. We already confirmed that. I might as well just go for a big Swagger and knockoff into the Lele slot. If I can get rid of Lele, that'd be amazing. It's Lunala reveals Protect. Okay. Or what's the Lele going for? Just a Moonblast into the Fini? No, an Incineroar. Okay. Gets a crit and doesn't proc my berry, which is kind of unfortunate, but guess it isn't technically the worst. I would have loved it to activate my berry, as we will get the KO on Lele, which means my opponent has one less terrain control option, or lost a terrain control option, and my opponent didn't bring the Tapu Koko in this matchup. So that's not too bad for me. It was Choice Scarf. And that's actually pretty good for my Zygarde. My Zygarde's doing a lot of work here, especially the Kyogre doesn't have Ice Beam, because last time I remember it was like, it was Thunder, Water Spout, Origin Pulse. Again, my opponent has changed some of the sets, because Protect is definitely interesting. I'm guessing it's Tailwind, Moongeist Beam, Psyshock, Protect. That's what I would imagine the set is. We'll switch out on Ludicolo here, and we'll go for a Icy Wind. Yeah, because the double up in the Ludicolo shouldn't knock out. I don't think Thunder plus Psyshock should knock out my bulky Ludicolo here. And it depends on who's faster between Lunala and the Kyogre, because I'm not sure if Water Spout will activate my berry on Fini if Kyogre moves first. So that could be problematic, I guess. We're going to see a Water Spout. Oh, wait, it's faster because of the... What? A crit? That's not a crit. Not a crit. Tailwind does go up, but that's fine. I think I can start setting up my coils now. Yeah, because I want to get the Misty Seed boost before Tapu Koko gets in. Wow. Wasn't really expecting that, but okay. We will get my Misty Seed boost. I should live a Psyshock with Ludicolo at this range anyway. Man, that did a lot of damage. I think it was... I know it was Mystic Water. Would Mystic Water KO'd Fini though? It might be Specs. I mean, I'm just going to coil up. There's no reason for me not to go for the coil here. Boost up my stats. The problem is I did lose my Heal Pulsemon, so Zygarde won't be really having any recovery other than, you know, getting the complete form. So, looking like a difficult spot. Definitely one that's definitely comebackable though. It really comes down to what my opponent decides to do here. I'm kind of hoping Kyogre stays in. The problem is that boosted Water Spout's also a problem. Maybe the Icy Wind did hurt me. I kind of forgot that Lunala would be guaranteed to move second. But I thought like maybe I'd still live a Water Spout regardless. We're going to see the switch out here into the Incineroar, which is okay here. Because I can switch out to my own Incineroar the following turn. And, you know, I still probably get multiple coils up. So that means Psyshock won't be doing too much. Let's see what my opponent goes for as we will fake out the Incineroar. It covered Grass Knot and Fake Out, and Psyshock gonna come out. Should be Ludicolo, I think. Yeah. I think I should survive. Yeah, and proc my berry. Nice. Okay, not too bad of a spot. Not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. It's still not the greatest for me, but it's not the worst, as I will go back to neutral attack here. And I think I want to start getting damage off, because at this point... I mean, if I can get rid of these Pokemon, I do win with my... Ludicolo against the Kyogre 1v1. And I do kind of want to go for 1,000 Arrows because of the fact that it should two-shot the Incineroar. And I don't think there's a way that my opponent can really punish me right here, because Incineroar should be able to live any attacks that my opponent can really throw off, other than maybe like a fighting move from Incineroar or a Focus Blast from Lunala. So we'll go out into Incineroar, and we'll go for 1,000 Arrows, because I don't want Kyogre to get a free switch in, because I don't want it to fire off powerful Water Spouts at full health again. If it, like, let's say my opponent goes for U-turn and I try to coil again, that would not be optimal. So we'll go on Incineroar here. We also have the Fake Out Pressure, which is really nice, and we get the Intimidate off into my opponent's Pokemon, and I need to preserve the Ludicolo, as I mentioned before. I could have coiled again potentially, but again, I don't want to let the Kyogre in for free. So, Moongeist Beam is going to be launched. Who's that targeting? Might be double up into my Ludicolo, or you might have been just trying to U-turn here. You might be Moongeist Beaming my Zygarde. Yeah. That did some decent damage. Here comes a U-turn, which I expected. Okay, so my opponent just targeted on the Ludicolo, which is basically what I wanted. Yeah, that's fine. That's what I wanted, basically. Because now I get 1,000 arrows off. I get to hit the Kyogre, so that means my opponent's not going to be doing as much damage here. But the question is, how am I going to approach this? At least 1,000 arrows should put Kyogre in range of Grass Knot, so that's a positive. Yeah, dealing with Lunala is still scary. We will get 1,000 arrows off. Probably not going to be doing too much, realistically, though. Did better damage to the Kyogre than I thought, though. We take those. Should be the last turn of rain, right? No, 2. I really want to fake out Kyogre. Here's the thing, it's another mind game, right? Does Kyogre protect here? Because if it protects, I want to go for the knockoff into Lunala. If it doesn't, I want to go for the fake out into Kyogre. I think I want to coil. I think I want to fake out Coil. I don't expect Kyogre to protect here. It could switch out Incineroar, which I would be okay with an Incineroar coming back in, because again, it's not really threatening my Incineroar too much. So, this is still a really tough game regardless. As Lunala's going to retreat. Ooh, that's fine. I really don't mind that. Yeah, here comes the Incineroar on my opponent's side. I don't really mind that too much. I guess the question is, what do you predict the following turn? We do get a fake out. Ooh, we get a crit, which is... I mean, it doesn't really matter. Well, it might put in 1,000 arrows range guaranteed. No, 1,000 arrows is a little less. The coil is really helpful here. The question is, do you fake out Zygarde this turn, or do you double up the Ludicolo slot? I think my play is always just to switch out Incineroar into Ludicolo and 1,000 arrows, because let's say you predict me and go for the U-turn right. Doesn't really matter to me, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter because I'd get damage off into the opposing Kyogre. And I think you always cover for Ludicolo. Or you either U-turn, double up the Incineroar slot, or you Origin Pulse fake out. It's definitely one of those two options. And if I get 1,000 arrows off into Kyogre, I can extreme speed it later in the game. Which means I should be able to win with just Zygarde alone. So let's bring out my Ludicolo here. Origin Pulse gonna get fired off, and I'm pretty sure that's a U-turn, so that's fine. As I will get complete. Man, that's just doing damage? I thought that was a crit. Ooh, I get good damage off. Should be a U-turn. Into Ludi. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. That is fine. Ooh. Is it though? How much should I take from Lunala's Moongeist Beam? I mean, I'm getting HP back. Rain stops, which is good. Jeez, that Origin Pulse, that Mystic Water really coming clutch there. Alright. Get the complete form with Zygarde. Was sacking my Incineroar to play there? No, because then I would have taken Origin Pulse plus a U-turn and Zygarde would have knocked out. I had to go for that play. I will go in Incineroar here. And now I think it's a mind game. I think I want Lunala alive, which is the hard part. Yeah, I want Lunala alive. I think I always fake out the Kyogre and 1,000 arrows. I should be able to knock out Incineroar at the range it's at with 1,000 arrows. If Kyogre switches out Incineroar, does 1,000 arrows KO? Well, what if I knock off your Lunala? Ooh. This is a really tough spot. If we switch out Kyogre, I hope that fake out doesn't proc the bear. I think that's what I gotta go off of. I also gotta hope Zygarde can live an attack from Lunala. So your options, if you're my opponent, you protect Kyogre, and I think you switch out your Lunala into the Incineroar. Or, yeah, Kyogre switches out into Incineroar. How much was it at? Because I can't remember. It was like... Oh, no, it's Pokémon Berry. It's too healthy. Oh, I thought it was a little... I thought it was slightly above, like around 40%. That's what I thought it was around. Oh, but it doesn't activate berries. Wait, did I activate his berry earlier? I don't think I did. Okay, so it's Assault Vest Incineroar? Moongeist Beam. The Zygarde. Zygarde tanking. Oh boy, this is close. I knock out Incineroar. I'm -1 Zygarde. I think it's going to come down to two factors. One, because I have Extreme Speed, right? So I can deal with the Kyogre. But now it's a mind game. Do you protect Kyogre? Or do you attack with Kyogre? It's either you attack with your Orchard. Did I ever reveal Extreme Speed? I don't think I did, right? I always knock off Lunala here. That's a fact. I feel like you always attack. I always protect with Kyogre. Because Extreme Speed 100% loses me the game. Yeah, if I protecting Moongeist Beam and go for the attack in the Zygarde, I do win. If he reveals Extreme Speed. I would scout for the Extreme Speed here. I don't think he scouted for the Extreme Speed, did he? He did not. But man, Extreme Speed literally lost my opponent the game. Oh, that's unfortunate for me. Well. So here's the thing, right? If I Extreme Speed into his Ogre, he 100% loses the game. Yeah, because no way Extreme Speed's not knocking out -1. And then I get a knockoff in the Lunala, finish it off in the end game. What I thought is he couldn't afford to lose Kyogre there, so I thought he would think Moongeist Beam would, you know, pick up the KO on Lunala. You don't risk Extreme Speed. You know Lunala's faster. The only thing you're risking is if I protect there. And if I have Extreme Speed, I gotta go for it, right? And if I don't have it, like, I can't outspeed you anyway the following turn. So that's why I went for that play. Oh well. That Mystic Water Kyogre also screwed me over with the damage I put, but good game to my opponent. Again, I still stand by my play. I do stand by my play. Like, I will always do that in that situation because I feel like my opponent has more options to win the game if you do protect Kyogre there. So I will always stand by that play, right? Obviously it didn't work out, but I feel like it works out in many more situations where you scout for the 100% chance you lose the game. Because if you lose Kyogre there, you lose the game because Incineroar beats down your Lunala 1v1. So yeah, like my opponent couldn't afford that. Oh, and it was Scald too. It wasn't even Origin Pulse. And I had to make every single play that I had to in that game. I had to sack Ludicolo there to the U-turn. Actually, fake out in the Wait. Did it reveal Origin Pulse? No, War Spotted, right? Did it reveal Origin Pulse? I remember it spouting. What was the attack that put Zygarde in range for 6 HP? Was it Spout? I think it was Spout, right? It wasn't Origin Pulse. I was like a 120 something. I can't remember. We got Nathan here though, as our second opponent. Oh, this is my team. This is Kyogre Ho-Oh. Huh. Okay. Alright, this is gonna be a tough one. Did I run Ice Beam or Thunder? I remember switching it, so I don't know if my opponent changed it. If it's Thunder, it makes my life easier. If it's Ice Beam, it makes my life harder. A Zygarde does really well here. Zygarde, Ludicolo, Incineroar, and the Tapu Fini. I think I'm gonna go those combination again. I feel like Solgaleo just, man, I can't put in too much work here. What would you bring if you're my opponent? Him on top. Would you bring... You might not bring the Ho-Oh. You might bring Gothitelle. I can see Gothitelle's heal pulse coming and work. Raichu, I don't think it would be really useful. It was a Nuzzle fake out support. Can't really do much against my team. I think Ferrothorn, Hitmontop, Ho-Oh, or Kyogre, or you don't bring Ho-Oh and you bring the Gothitelle, but I think you bring it for the grass types. But then again, Ferrothorn can beat Venusaur, and so can Gothitelle. We'll see how this goes. Man, it's cool to see the Kyogre Ho-Oh team again. I miss using that team. It's really fun. Let's see how this is gonna go. Hopefully it's the same sets. If they're different sets, who knows how this game is gonna go? Because there's a lot of things you could probably change about that team. The Ho is an item, for instance. You don't need leftovers. I think Goggles could work on that slot. Like, there are a lot of items and movesets. Like Kyogre's moveset is very flexible. Raichu Ho, okay. Incineroar is a really good play for me. Or Fini. I'd realistically go Fini here. Or I could double out both. I just don't want to get Sacred Fire Burn, because if I get Sacred Fire Burn with Zygarde, I lose the game, right? I kind of want to set up, but like, what do I set up with my defense stat for? Ferrothorn or Hitmontop? I have Incineroar as a switch in always. I think I just Thousand Arrows and I switch out in Fini. Again, I might be taking a Brave Bird, but I really don't want to risk getting burned here, because getting burned is like one of the worst potential things that could happen here. I think it might be a fake out into Ludicolo and a Brave Bird. It might be a fake out Zygarde and just go for the raw Brave Bird, or try to exchange fake outs. But I want my seed boost up, and I want to prevent this encore pressure from happening into my Zygarde the following turns. Whereas just see the fake out and substitute. Oh, so it was changed. Okay. No point in switching on Incineroar then. That means I can Thousand Arrows. And I could probably Swagger here. I think I'll live a Volt Switch plus a Brave Bird. Yeah, I'm just going to Swagger Thousand Arrows. I might as well get my Zygarde boosted if I don't need my attack stat. Even if Hitmontop comes in, I'll do a lot of damage to it. And I really want to bring Raichu to its potential Sash. My opponent definitely did change the team though. So what's substitute over? It's not leftovers either. Raichu gonna hard switch out. No Volt Switch. Hitmontop does come out, no surprise there. We'll go for the Thousand Arrows. We do hit the Swagger, which is good, because this Intimidate's not really going to affect me as much. I guess I could Coil for this Ho-Oh that could be doing damage. Although if it does damage to Zygarde, it's fine. Thousand Arrows. That's good damage in him on top. Eject button. Break the sub. It's not eject button. Okay, that's really strange. I like eject button on that team. Like a lot. Brave Bird and Zygarde. Doesn't activate my thing yet. I might as well just Coil, right? And Heal Pulse. Because if you fake out one, it doesn't matter. You might fake out sub here, which I would be okay with. I'd get a free Heal Pulse off. The thing is, I just don't want to get knocked out by a fake out and Brave Bird combination this turn. I could Protect here realistically and Moonblast to him on top, but I think that'd be fine. I could also see him on top switching out here into... What did you switch out into though? Kyogre? I don't know. It's really interesting too to see the Hitmontop with no eject button, because I really like the eject button on the Hitmontop when I was using this team. It was just able to pivot around a lot easier. Now your Hitmontop's kind of stuck in. Yes, you can fake out, but like I don't think fake out really benefits here. Like I really don't think fake out benefits too much here. We're gonna see a feint actually. Okay. Didn't I reveal I was faster anyway? So I'm gonna get a Heal Pulse and a Coil off, and then next turn I can just Swagger again. Oh, that sounds beautiful to me. Yep, Coil. So my opponent going for aggressive read, expecting to protect, but I had no reason to protect there because I had the Heal Pulse play, which covered the feint play as well, as we will see in our Brave Bird, which is fine. I'm guessing Sacred Fire, Brave Bird, substitute, recover. Like, you don't run a crit. Well, at least I get my complete form, so it's not that bad, but... Yeah, we'll get the complete form in. What attacks on am I at? +2, right? Yeah, +2. I can go for 1,000 arrows again. I'll knock out both his Pokemon. Even if he wide guards, like, his hoe is not doing anything. I can keep heal pulsing and 1,000 arrows. Like, he doesn't have a switch in. If he switches out him on top, that's fine. If he goes for a wide guard, his hoe is not doing much, so I'm okay with this. Even if he substitutes, that's fine too. Because, like, this Zygarde, I don't see how you're breaking through it right now. Especially with these Pokemon that you have. And he keeps going for Braver, which is fine. And I'm actually slow. Are you talking to Fini now? Which is smart. I think Extreme Speed knocks him out, though. Should I Moonblast him on top slot? Or I could... I kind of just want to throw off another 1,000 arrows, right? Because he's not doing anything. No, Extreme Speed should knock out Ho at that range. And I kind of want to self-swagger again. Because you might feint Brave Bird my Fini to pick up the knockout. And maybe you have like a 50% parry of Ho. Like, I'm trying to avoid that in the scenario that I think would be the worst case for me is losing Fini. Because I think Fini's still useful because it is a water resist for that Kyogre. No wide guard, which is fine. I do knock out Ho with a +2, and then I'm going to get +3. Yeah, you went for feint. It was the feint Brave Bird play. Yep. Perfect. And now I have a +4 Zygarde. +4 Zygarde. And now I can knock out the him on top of Extreme Speed. If Raichu comes out, no big deal. You can't pair my Zygarde with your Raichu, which is really good. If Kyogre comes in, that thing's taking a beating. It is going to be the Kyogre coming out, no surprise. And I have my Seed Boost. I don't want to protect here, obviously, because there is the option for my opponent just to go for the Feint Ice Beam, and even then, like, Feint Ice Beam won't knock me out regardless. Might as well just go for Extreme Speed to lower damage output from Water Spell potentially, and I'll go out on a Ludicolo here. What was my opponent's back Pokemon? It was the Raichu. So really, all I have to do is get rid of this Kyogre, and then my opponent's damage output is really low against me. So we'll bring out the Ludicolo here. As Wide Guard comes out, expecting the 1,000 arrows, which is okay because this Extreme Speed also puts the Kyogre in range of Grass Knot, which is really good. Yep. Thunder gonna come out on the Fini. Okay. Doesn't para me, which is nice. We'll go for 1,000 arrows. Should I Sunny Day here? I do think him. I feel like you have to retreat. If you want a chance, you have to retreat your Hitmontop into your Raichu. You're definitely protecting Ogre. I might as well just Sunny Day here, because your last chance is to switch out Hitmontop. Or sack it, I guess. That works too. As we'll go for Sunny Day, this Kyogre is not going to be doing any damage to my Zygarde unless it does carry that Ice Beam. And it starts to buy Extreme Speed. I thought you were going to switch out here, Hitmontop, so yeah, at least have to live the Extreme Speed. But Hitmontop goes down to 1,000 arrows, which is nice. And now Raichu comes out. Yeah, no Ferrothorn. And no Gothitelle. I think those were the really helpful matchups. Like, I could see without Gothitelle, but I just don't think Raichu helped in this matchup at all against me. We should just be able to 1,000 arrows. I mean, I really don't think my opponent can win at this point. Might as well just Extreme Speed Grass, not the Kyogre. Because this should be slow Kyogre. Or maybe it's decently fast, who knows. Okay. No Protect. Well, no surprise, no Protect. 1,000 arrows does come out. No Fake Out, I mean. As Volt Switch is going to come out. It did have Volt Switch, so no Hard Switch. Maybe expect a Fini to Protect there. As we get the Grass Knot off. We'll do nothing. Yeah. But I think Extreme Speed should just pick up the knockout from there. And that's going to be a good game. So Zygarde coming in clutch this game, which is really nice. I think my opponent just brought out the Ogre too late, and again, just locking in with Pokemon that were basically like setup bait for my Zygarde was just like, I think, problematic on my opponent's side. because I was just able to start setting up Zygarde. I didn't expect to set up Zygarde that easily. I thought I would have had a lot of problems with Kyogre, but I guess my opponent was like hesitant on switching out Kyogre because one, I always had a Ludicolo double out, and two, maybe just didn't want to catch 1,000 arrows on the switch in. So really nice that we are able to pick up a win. We do go 1-1 in today's episode, but again, I will still stand by my play game one. Again, it didn't work out, but I feel like it does win in most scenarios. I guess like if I would go for a hard read, but since you know it's based on a hard read anyway, you might as well just go for the play that pretty much would cover almost everything your opponent can do, other than Kyogre protecting. And my opponent definitely went like all in on that risk. So I think I'm okay with that. But hope you enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2019 Back Battles. I think this game, it was just, I think I was just able to set up Zygarde freer than I thought. Yeah, I think that was basically what happened. But anyway, hope you enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2019 Back to Battles. If you did, please leave a like down below, show support. Again, if you do hit that like goal for 175 likes for each of these episodes, we will get a QR code of this team. Otherwise, you can try the team out in the paste bin down below. You can check out my social media down below, like my Twitter and my Instagram. Follow me on my Twitch for my awesome VGC 2019 live streams. We always have a good time there. And if you do want to support the channel, there is my Patreon page link down below as well. Feel free to leave a comment down below as I do read them. Otherwise, have a great day, people. Until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.